Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. And today, yes, I'm in the same shirt because I am pre-recording videos before I go to Star Wars Celebration. I know that I'm going to have my camera with me. I know that I'm going to have a new microphone that I just bought. It's a travel microphone, so hopefully I'll be able to do the actual podcast for my patrons. So I'm going to try and get that out this weekend. But I'm not exactly sure if the Wi-Fi is going to be strong enough for me to do actual uploads. If I can, well then obviously I'm going to cut together all of my vlog footage and try and get that stuff up to you as fast as possible. Possibility of doing live streams if the Wi-Fi is strong enough too, which could be a lot of fun. And also too, going to try and maybe even put some specialized videos if there's any breaking news that happens while I am there, because I will of course have my laptop, I will have my webcam that I'm using right now, and I will have a different microphone. I could have brought this one, but this one to me I think would have required a little bit too much of a setup because this one doesn't really work that well unless you have it right in front of you, which means I would need my boom mic arm and everything else, and it would just be a whole chaotic situation. So I ended up getting a nice little $40 microphone. It's called like the Samsung Go mic, and it's actually a pretty good quality microphone, and I'm going to be able to use that. So I'm going to do that and bring my pop filter, at least just for the podcast, because obviously in order for me to get that podcast sound, I need to be a little bit closer to it, but I'm going to have the pop filter. But because of that, I want to talk about Alita Battle Angel because someone indeed reached out to me today telling me that the box office had been updated, and sure enough, it has been. So we are now at $403.5 million, which probably will end up being around its top out point. The reason why I didn't know this beforehand was because when it comes to Box Office Mojo, it's very hard to really gauge things because they get their numbers at different times. There's always also adjustments that sometimes have to be made, and it looks like this adjustment has been towards the positive. This film is likely going to about crap out around 404 million, which is still a good thing. As I said, the closer it gets to the 430 magic number, the easier it's going to be to make back the money that it still needs to on 4K and Blu-ray release. And that's one thing I want to talk about today. So obviously I want to do the box office update. This is again a pretty good thing. It's still, again, 430 million is around that that break-even number, just basing it off of just standard practices when it comes to how much a film costs, how much marketing costs, and also how much an actual studio gets from the overall box office ticket gross. But I also want to talk about the Blu-ray release because I've had a few people reach out to me saying it's available in Australia, it's available on Zavi, it's available in all these other places. The problem with these sites is not necessarily that they themselves are a scam, but that they definitely appear to be more scam-like in general. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that when you look to these sites, Zavi, what it says is that it's going to be available July 29th, 2019, 4 months from now. If you know anything about films and how films get released, it's very unrealistic that it's not going to be until July that a film gets released. And so what I think that Zavi and a couple other places are doing is they're putting a date as far out as they possibly can, taking your money now, and then eventually when it becomes available, shipping it to you. And the reason why they put that July 29th date is because they know that the release date's probably going to be over the next month or two, meaning that if they get a crap ton of orders, they're going to have a lot of time to be able to get all those orders ready and to you. Also, by saying July 29, it means that if for any reason they're backed up or for any reason something crazy happens, they'll be able to play around with that date and have a little bit more time to be able to handle these things. And so that's the reason why I say don't go ahead and buy from Zavi just yet. Don't go ahead and buy. I know there was a place, again, someone had sent me a link to an Australian place, an Australian vendor as well. Don't buy from those sites yet because we really honestly do not know officially yet when this movie is going to get released. Can you see that July 29 number and you think to yourself, but that's a release date? But as I've said before, there is no official word. Even for here, even from BluRay.com, which is usually a pretty good source, this is talking specifically about the Zavi release that is going to be available July 29th. This is not anything about digital copies. This is not anything about an official 4K release. Even the images itself, the 4K Blu-ray release, the 4K Steelbook, it all says subject to change, packaging can change because there have not been any official words yet. I know that a lot of people are excited for this film. I know that a lot of people want to buy this film just like I do. I want to buy the 4K. I cannot wait. If it's available on a beautiful Steelbook, I'll probably buy it on 4K Steelbook if that is available. But I want to make sure it's actually from a valid source. I want to wait until we get an Amazon release date. I want to wait until we get an official digital release date from a Google Play or from an iTunes, etc., from sites that actually probably really want to sell this because they know there's a lot of people out there that really want to buy it, that really want to own it. But until that happens, I'm not going to push people in any direction. I'm not going to verify or validate any other sites that I have never heard of before in my entire life. Now, as I said before, you might be from another country and you might know of the sites that are, being promoted here. You might know of Zavi. You might know of this Australian shop that is being discussed. I know the person tried to send me their Twitter, and their Twitter only had about 1,000 followers, and I thought to myself, okay, if they're a small, shop, maybe that's the case, but if they're a small shop and they have 1,000 followers on Twitter, that doesn't really seem to indicate that there is a very high demand for their product, and it just makes me question everything that much more. So with all that being said, this film, $403 million at the box office. That is a pretty damn good end run, especially since they were writing this off as being a multi-million dollar, $100 million plus, box office bomb, and it's only going to end up being about a $25 million bomb. But guess what? It's going to be able to make that up relatively easily in its market on Blu-ray and 4K. But I just want to give you an update on this. As I said, I am currently in Chicago. This is past Odin talking to you guys. So probably some things have changed. Maybe there was a release date that happened as well between now and then. Probably not, because again, I think that the reason why we have not gotten a release date, because I've had a lot of people ask me that question too. Why haven't we gotten a release date yet? Is it that they're trying to hold off on Alita because they're trying to hold her back? No. I think that at the end of the day, what you have is a situation where Disney has just acquired Fox. Fox had released this film, one of the last full-fledged releases under the Fox mantle before Fox's acquisition was complete. And so therefore, you have now a lot of people who are getting fired, getting moved around, and that's causing a lot of chaos behind the scenes, especially on the Fox side of things. That's leading to a lot of backup. And I think that this has now been put off, or at least they're dragging their feet with this. And the reason why they're doing it is because of all of this behind the scenes chaos. And when we're actually able to find out if there is indeed any information that seems to indicate that there's more to this, there's more nefarious means as to why this isn't doing as well, I will of course talk about it, I will report it, and I will let you guys know. Especially too, when we finally once we have a release date for this, I'm gonna have a full video dedicated to that, having all the links available to anyone in any country that I could possibly get available for, so that way everyone can have access to get those pre-orders. I know it is weird. I know that many films are already available. Shazam, which is out currently in theaters, that just came out, is already available on 4K Blu-ray. But remember, Shazam is under Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has not just been acquisitioned. You're not going to find any recent Fox properties up here getting any type of release that has not already been planned for a long time and has not already been far in the works. Alita Battle Angel came out in February. That is when this talk of being acquired by Disney was very much in full force. That's when they were essentially finalizing the deal and just setting a closing date. We have just gotten to the closing date over the past couple of weeks, and so that is the reason why I think we're not seeing these type of release happening, not just for Alita, but I would say for almost any other major Fox property. But guess what? This has been the last major Fox property up until Dark Phoenix, which is now officially going to be under the Disney umbrella. This is the last major release from Fox. So this makes total sense to me that the last major release from Fox is now in post-development hell because people are losing their jobs and being moved around. But that's just my thought. Maybe you have more information that I don't have. Please let me know in the comments below, especially on that pinned comment, because I'll have a lot of better chance of reading those comments than I will anything else, just because it's going to be crazy. It's already crazy enough as it is with all the comments. It's going to be even crazier this weekend, especially since I'll be out of town. I'll be flying around trying to film things. I got a bunch of really cool stuff to be able to do. I got a bunch of accessories for the little vlog cam that I was able to get because of y'all's generosity and be able to use on stuff for the Welcome to Asgard channel, so I cannot wait for that. Don't worry, vlog stuff will be on this channel and the Welcome to Asgard channel. I'll have more personal stuff on that channel and more movie-related topics, Star Wars-related content, anything that's big news on this channel as well. And as I said before, I do have a video. Obviously, this is recorded for today, Friday, which is now currently still Thursday for me. I will also have a video recorded for Saturday, and then I'm going to wait until I get back into Louisiana when I record my Sunday video, including my box office breakdown for the Geeks and Gamers channel. So guys, thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you guys for reaching out to me. Again, I know that you're frustrated. I'm frustrated too. I just want to be able to get my pre-order in already. I want my money to go towards Alita. Yes, I know that's going to be going towards Disney, and I know that there's some people out there that say that this doesn't make sense. Why are you against Disney and what they're doing with everything, but you still want to give them money? The reason why is because money talks. And when it comes to me and wanting this movie to get a sequel, not a series, which is what the party line, what the talking points are now, is that this franchise is going to be trying to be turned into a series. That's apparently what Disney is trying to push James Cameron to do. They want a good relationship with him because obviously they want to get in on that Avatar cash and distribution, but at the same time, they want to be able to make sure that these other projects, these passion projects of his, are also being taken care of. I really hope James Cameron does not go down that route, because this is a film that needs a certain budget in order to produce that type of realistic, effects that they were able to do for this film. And also, it's just not going to translate nearly as well on a smaller screen. So I really hope they don't do Disney Plus. Really want this to get a sequel, and so therefore I'm going to give my money to this film so that they realize people want to see this, people want to see a sequel, and we want it as soon as possible. So guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, smash the like button. Give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Check out my affiliate links in the description below if you want to support the channel and you shop a lot on Amazon. It's a great place for you to click and figure things out. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.